From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.
That's right, Taylor Heating and Plumbing at Taylor 500 Help. They make the difference in your house, so you want to be comfortable in your house, of course. So heating and air conditioning are prime candidates to make you comfortable. And if they're not working right, then you want to call the guys from Taylor 500 Help. They have customized service to fit your needs: air conditioning, heating, plumbing, home energy, comprehensive maintenance plans. If your house is drafty, of course, they come in and make sure the insulation is done right. And also, as we're heading into the summer, you want to make sure that your air conditioner is working right. You don't want to turn it on an 85-degree day where it's going to be 90 and all of a sudden, oops, the air conditioning doesn't work. Make Taylor 500 Help your first call. And if you're looking for a job, call Taylor 500 Help. They're looking for HVAC techs, plumbers, project managers, and office personnel. You want your lawn to look better than everyone else? Of course you do, especially your next door neighbor. You want your lawn to look better than his. So go up and see Kimberly and Justin at Precision Lawn and Garden, North Avenue in Webster. Precision Lawn and Garden has been servicing surrounding Rochester area professional sales, service, and parts since 1969. We're talking the big daddy of lawnmowers, those zero turn, doodads that my husband wants. They have the push mowers. They have the smaller riding lawnmowers too. But, you got to have the big daddy of all zero turn. They've got Toro, Kawasaki engines, Cub Cadet. They have Aaron. They have everything you need. Precision Lawn and Garden, North Avenue in Webster. Go see Justin and Kimberly. Express Sealers, 645-2010, 645-2010. On the east side, Brian seals driveways. You want to make sure that your driveway looks nice. I mean, if your yard looks nice, then your driveway's got to look nice. And Brian can make sure that that is done right. He seals driveways in the summer. He plows driveways in the winter. He does it all. Express Sealers, 645-2010. Please support our advertisers. They support us here at Kimberly's Revolution and the We the People Podcast Network.
Nothing to see here. Just move along. Live from the We the People broadcast studio in sunny, beautiful, gorgeous 65-degree Irondequoit, New York. She's a lighthouse in a stormy night. Here she is. It's Kimberly Ray.
Hey, what is going on? It is Kimberly's Revolution. I'm the Kimberly part of Kimberly's Revolution.
Sometimes.
Glad to have you on board today. Kimberly's Revolution on the We the People Podcast Network. We want to welcome all the Patriots to Tuesday's show. God, it's like a couple of days before Memorial Weekend.
Big plans.
Awesome. Do you got big plans?
Going to my daughter's in-laws where they are having a party. So
That
looking
sounds like
forward
fun.
to it. A little outdoor cookout.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you cooking?
I'm not cooking.
You're not cooking?
No, I'm not cooking.
All right,
I'm
Tom.
just drinking.
Of course you are. Just Tom sitting across from me. And Austin, our producer, who makes everything happen every single Tuesday and Wednesday. There he is, Austin, our producer. Glad you are on board. And of course, if you're thinking about doing a podcast, you want to give our buddy Fitz at Rockvox Productions. You get on the website, on the interwebs, and look up Rockvox, ROCVOX Productions, and he will help you set up a podcast just like he did for us. He makes sure everything happens. And of course, if you want to do a podcast too, and you already have a team and you're thinking, I really don't have the studio in my mom's basement isn't really working out. We could always, if you are of like mind, or even if you aren't of like mind and you'd like to do a podcast, you can reach out to Just Tom. And how do they reach you?
Go on the line and look us up at WeThePeoplePodcastNetwork.com.
Is that what they do? That's it?
You just go on the line.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy. It just sounds, you just go on and there all of a sudden next week you're doing your own podcast.
Yeah.
I love it. Today's podcast is called I Can't Afford to Love New York. I cannot afford to love New York. Of course, that was the slogan for New York State for years. Hi, Janet. Hi, Kimberly and Just Tom and Austin. Hi, Janet. We are glad to have you on board today. We have that picture, right? It says, I can't afford. I saw that today and I thought, that speaks to me. Because
that speaks to you of all the things?
It speaks to me because today as I was driving here to Irondequoit to do the podcast, all of us. Yeah, I think I sent that to you right before the show started, Austin. So it may
sorry,
be,
I didn't see it.
it may be in there somewhere.
I got it though. Give me a minute.
You have the sign? Okay. Because I saw this sign and I'm driving into work and I see this sign.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't afford to love New York. After you see the gas
I
prices.
think we have that in our building somewhere. I think Chad has put that in a frame.
And then you see that, and then you take a look at your property tax, or maybe you're a renter and your rent's going up. AOC, there's a story out there about AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. You know, she's the senator from downstate, not the senator, the congresswoman from downstate. And she made a statement today that she is backing
The blue.
Huh?
She's backing the blue?
No, she's not backing the blue.
No.
Shocking. She's backing 9 progressive Democrats that are even more liberal than the liberal Democrats that are currently seated in Albany as we speak today. As if the state of New York couldn't get any more liberal, she's backing these 9 political whack jobs, for lack of a better word, for positions in state government. And if that's the case, she said, what we want for this state is free healthcare, free college, free rent, free whatever. If it's something you have to pay for, she wants to make it free. And I just think to myself,
nothing's free.
No, they don't understand that someone has to pay for it.
That's not how economics works.
It's not the way economics work. Maybe AOC skipped that course in high school if you were taking those classes that were college level. You know, if you were one of the smart kids in high school, and you know who the smart kids were in high school, right?
Ooh.
Tom, it wasn't you. I can already say you were not in the top 10% of your class, were you? Were you in the top 10% of your class in the class of 83?
No.
Were you the class of 83 or 82?
Class of 82. There was 365 in my West Irondequoit class, and I believe I'm thinking 138 is where I was out of 365.
Average.
Average.
Instead of just Tom, I should call you Average Tom.
A solid B, Kimberly.
Really?
Yeah, solid B.
Well, that's okay. You make up for it in personality.
Yeah.
Huh?
So you're calling me fat?
You like?
You just called me fat.
Yes, I did. I just called you fat. But yeah, I mean, if a high schooler who is in a minor economics 101, your sophomore year in high school, you figure out that that's just not a possibility of a way to run the country, because eventually the country will collapse, because the people who are doing all the paying are going to get angry. And you know what happens when the people get angry about what they're paying for the people who are doing nothing?
Pitchforks.
Yeah. And don't think our country, oh, well, that's America. America's beyond, we're beyond that. We're about love, where there's love. Yeah, that's fine. You don't realize what our country is and how this country started and where we've been in various times in history in this country. If you don't know the history of the country, then you're just very, very naive. Because the direction we're going with the likes of AOC and her ilk, very dangerous for this country.
Well, when the government...
I mean, I like free just as well as anyone else, but I'm smart enough to know that free ain't free, guys. It's just not. And it ain't ever going to be free.
When the government goes and prints more money,
oh boy,
how's that going to help the inflation issue?
I don't think you can just do that.
There's something wrong with that?
There's always...
Can't we just trade in a gold bar?
There's always, you know, when you go somewhere and they say, well, you know, it's a buy one, get one. And what you don't realize is you're basically paying for 2 anyway, because they've jacked the rate on the one. So you're getting the other for free. So you're really getting nothing for free.
Do you know what I tell Lori? If you just don't buy, it's buy one, get one free. I says, well, if you don't buy the first one, then it is free. What do you need it for?
Exactly.
You don't need that. What do you need
free
that for?
Breakfast. Yes, I do love those little hash browns at McDonald's, Mike. I will just tell you that hands down. Free breakfast. Can we have free hash browns at McDonald's
forever
for everyone? Everyone gets a free hash brown.
All right, Kimberly, now I got a question for you.
Yeah, I can't afford to love New York.
If you had to pick one thing that's a reasonable item that could be free for you for the rest of your life, what would it be? Just something that's totally reasonable.
Pizza?
Pizza. You go pizza, free forever.
Pizza and beer?
Pizza.
I'm a simple girl from a simple time. I don't want much, Tom.
Have you noticed that every gas station in pretty much Monroe County is $4.89?
Just don't look. Don't look.
Hey,
don't look.
Public service announcement to all the people that own gas stations.
Don't look.
Who's going to be the first one of you to go just go $5? Who cares?
Don't look.
Every single station in Monroe County right now is $4.89. There is no free enterprise out there. Nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to put the $5 up.
If you're in California, you're paying $6, $7 a gallon.
Just put the $5 up. We'll deal with it.
But listen, your president says the transition.
It's not my president.
Your president. Our president.
Right.
Our president of the United States of America, that made our country look like a third world nation. And I'm going to get to that in a second because it royally chaps my ass. And you hate it when you have a chapped ass, don't you? I know I do.
It does get a little scratchy.
But our president, your president, everybody's president says, what you don't understand is the gas prices here in the state of New York, which we pay a nice gas tax. Thank you very much, Albany. It's for the greater good, right? It's for the roads that they're going to fix. And have you seen the potholes coming around the corner?
We got some good ones
on
here
St. Paul to turn on Titus. Yeah. Holy shiatsu balls.
That's on the calendar for 2026, Kimberly.
He says, I'll be gone by then, out of the state. He says, it's just a transition, Tom. So you just need to hang tight and be patient. And do we have Austin?
Weather the storm.
And when it comes to the gas prices.
Yes.
We're going through an incredible transition
that
is taking place that, God willing, when it's over, we'll be stronger and the world will be stronger and less reliant on fossil fuels. And when it
well, thank you so much for saying that when we get finished getting, screwed
in the ass.
Majorly, yes. Yes. That the world will be better. So let me hear that again. And then I'm just going to break it down exactly what he's saying to you. So you firmly understand what President Biden is actually saying.
And when it comes to the gas prices, we're going through an incredible transition that is taking place that, God willing, when it's over, we'll be stronger and the world will be stronger and less reliant on fossil fuels. And when it
Yeah, it's a transition that we're going through. What he's actually saying is, and forgive me for being so crude, and for those of you who are offended, I don't really give a fuck. He's saying, what he's saying is, you're all going to get ass fucked, so you better get used to it because there's no lube to go around.
Lavelle had it before you.
Sorry.
Good work,
no
Lavelle.
lube, Lavelle. Oh, he can read my mind. Lavelle, me and you.
That's shocking.
Right here, Lavelle. Like minds, we think alike. Yeah, exactly. We're all getting ass fucked and there's no lube. So you better get used to it and like it and say, thank you. Can I have some more, please? With a smile.
I just want to know, do you guys know where I can get like a Tesla lawnmower? Because, I still need gas for that.
Obviously at Precision, you could get one of those, Austin.
Oh, okay.
At Precision Lawn and Garden.
So that's where we are. That's where we are. And people don't believe it when we say, oh, well, it's just things are going to get better and everything's going to get better. Not
transitory inflation. When
we have people like President Biden and when we have individuals that are currently in power like AOC who say, you know what? I really think that I'm going to back 9 other candidates who are more liberal than the already liberal left. And we're going to bring them in and then everything is free. Free gas, free blah, 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 free blah, blah, blah. And it's not. And it's only going to make the issues like gas and everything else for the middle class, your taxes. And aren't we already? I think I told you yesterday, by the way, Just Tom comes over to my house yesterday because we had a couple of things that we had to do. And forgive me for how I looked. It was horrible.
You always look beautiful.
I looked off. Oh, aren't you sweet? And I said, all of a sudden, I don't know when this happened, but my taxes went up about $1,800 a year.
That's all?
And I don't know how that happened.
Congratulations.
Because when I was looking at my taxes, I'm like, when did that happen? And in the great state of New York, you can only write off 10,000 of that tax.
That's
for
correct.
your property tax.
That's
Is that correct? So yeah. So you know what President Biden is going to be doing for us? The White House is exploring the possibility of tapping into an emergency diesel reserve to ease the spike in gas prices.
We've already done that.
Didn't we already do that a month ago?
Yeah.
And
maybe we should have bought more oil when it was free.
It's a temporary
You
solution.
remember that?
Again.
Remember that 2 years ago when oil was literally free? It was like negative.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago.
So here we are.
2 years later.
Here we
now
are.
It's 100 and God knows a barrel.
And
it was free.
And
2
we're
years
looking
ago.
at the U.S. economy that's completely in the crapper because of your president, President Biden. And sooner or later, you know, people are going to get really angry about it. It's happened before. People say it can't happen again, but never say can't.
Everything always comes back in style.
Everything.
I hear bell bottoms are back.
Don't look. Just don't look at the gas. Just don't even look. Just pump your gas, put your card in it, and don't even look. If you want your
I
blood
only pay
pressure,
with cash.
if you want your blood pressure to stay here
Mhm.
instead of here, yeah, you want that. You want. I don't know. Maybe practice some of that Zen meditation at the when you're at Speedway. I don't know. Try to do something like that. But I'm angry at President Biden too, and you know, regardless of his incredible transition, which is nothing but a bunch of bullshit. Really, is
Sounds like it.
is what he's saying. Is you're just going to get screwed. So take it and like it.
Yeah, they want everybody to buy an electric car. I'm thinking about it. Why not?
I'm not buying an electric car.
No?
No,
Screw it.
screw it. Yeah.
Well, you don't drive as much. I drive more than most people.
I
My
drive.
2000
It,
my-
it
My
depends.
2011 Camry's got 175,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
Still runs like a dream.
I'm out there. I'm driving. I see my husband drives 30 minutes to work every day, and he's got a Jeep Cherokee. So he's
okay.
got a big Jeep. So yeah. So the other reason I'm pissed is because some people are saying it's not my president. Chris saying not my president. It's not my president. Everyone's saying he belongs in a nursing home. That's what Deb says. The other thing that really chaps my ass, how bad did the United States look yesterday when a shipment of 35 tons of baby formula
Tons?
was shipped into the United States from freaking Germany because the greatest country in the world can't feed babies? If the gas prices don't make you out of your mind, how bad do we look as a nation that we don't have baby formula on store shelves to feed our babives? Guys,
Crazy.
that is the worst. We don't need shit from Germany. They can take their stuff and take it right back to, we've never needed anything from any country, especially Germany. We don't need anything from China, really. We have great, hardworking, smart, genius people with the capacity to do and build great things. We don't need their stinking baby formula. Get in the factory and make more. It's not difficult, right?
It's like making chili.
But the regulations that have been handed down in this country have killed the economy and the way the United States does things. And here we are getting baby formula from foreign countries.
Lately, Lori's been hunting it down for Sophia. So we scored like 9 cans at a Walmart like a week ago. So that's tiding her over.
How in the world did we get here? And I don't want to hear, oh, well, one of the, whatever was shut down because something was wrong with the formula.
Mhm.
Fix it. Make more. Move on. Don't shut the entire plant down. Shut the entire plant down for a weekend, do a thorough cleaning. It can be done, and get back to it. Right?
Kimberly, and I got a quick question.
I mean, I understand that, that a couple of babies were very sick, and you never, ever want that to happen.
Right.
But get back in, fix the problem. But, regulations shut a plant down for weeks. Why? There's no need for that. Get back in, fix a problem, start making more. And I'll be damned if I would, as a nation, stand there and say, we don't have any food for our babies in the United States of America in 2022. Who would ever think that would be
Nobody.
the situation where this country is, that we have to call Germany and say, hey, can you send us some baby formula? Because we can't feed our kids.
Quick question
I'm angry about that.
this
That
whole
makes me
inflation
angry.
thing. What is one thing that we never run out of and never does seem to go up in price? Beer. Where's beer everywhere? You go in stores, there's always beer.
You don't really buy a lot of beer, so I don't know.
Well, but it's the same price now as it was. If you want to buy a 12-pack of regular beer, it's $13.99.
Can I tell you, I bought flowers over the weekend, and man, has the price jacked on flowers.
Yeah.
I went to like 3 different nurseries to buy flowers to plant, like geraniums in the front yard. And, I've got my impatiens along the walkway, and I've got that whole thing. It is a sad state of affairs, Linda. It completely pisses me off to no end. But even flowers are going up. But the fact that we had to get a shipment of 35 tons of baby formula that arrived in the U.S. from Germany.
Who gets that 35 tons of baby formula?
That shouldn't be a thing. I don't know.
Can't Walmart buy their own baby formula and resell it? I mean, can't a distribution center?
I don't know.
I mean, what happened to all that?
Biden invoked the
Where's our
defense.
Secretary of whatever, Interior?
President Biden invoked the Defense Production Act to boost baby formula manufacturing. We wouldn't be here in this situation if it wasn't for his dumb ass to begin with. Period. I mean, I just think as a nation, of any nation in the world that would have a shortage of baby formula and can't feed their nation's babies, I would have never, ever guessed a couple of years ago that country would be the United States. And when I saw those military cargo planes arrive at that Air Force base in Indiana yesterday, it made me want to puke. They were brought in on cargo planes. And there it is. That's just a couple of the pallets that rolled in yesterday.
Unless you go online, at least the prices of it doesn't seem to be gouging the consumer.
I mean, I don't.
They're like $18-20 for one of those cans.
Is it?
That lasts a few days. I mean, it's expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. As a side note here, Chad and I were in here last night.
Yeah.
Working. And
Austin,
do you know that those little
you weren't
colored,
drinking, right?
Do you know what
You're
those
working.
little colored buttons do there on the podcaster? Just push one of them.
The Roadcaster?
Yeah, push one of them. There's sound effects in the thing.
Yeah.
So how is it that all these, it's been like a year, I haven't gotten one rim shot? Push another one. See?
We've never played with them. We've never played with them. You're watching and listening to Kimberly's Revolution on the We the People Podcast Network. We, of course, adore our sponsors, Taylor's Heating and Plumbing. If you need a water heater, if you're getting ready to list your house and you've noticed that your water heater isn't getting the water hot as it should be, it's probably a sign that it's about ready to go. You call the guys over at Taylor Heating and Plumbing, Taylor 500 Help. They will come out and replace your water heater with a Bradford White water heater. If you're also, and here's what you don't want. You're having an open house and all of a sudden your water heater blows up, right? And of course, we're realtors here under the umbrella of Revere Realty. Of course, that's where the podcast studios are. So we want to thank our sponsors, Taylor Heating and Plumbing, Precision Lawn and Garden, where you can get the best lawn mower or chainsaw in the area, and of course Express Sealers. So support them because they support us, and without them we couldn't do it. But yeah, so I have this thing where I am looking on my phone as I'm coming into work, and
wait a minute. You were looking at your phone while you were driving?
As I was walking in.
Oh, okay.
And I see a story come up, and I think to myself, is there anything where you say, I'm way too old
right?
to be doing this? You know what? I have passed the expiration level. I'm way too old to be doing this. Have you ever said to yourself, I got to stop. This is nonsense. I'm 50 something years old. Not going to do it anymore.
At some point I got to learn to eat healthy. That's the one thing I've got to do.
So you junk it up on a regular basis.
Terrible.
Is that your whole thing? That's the worst thing Just Tom
Probably.
does? You just junk it up?
Yeah.
What's your junk food thing?
Pretty much anything.
Steven Tyler of course,
there he is.
Aerosmith. He looks like your Aunt Mildred. He looks like your great Aunt Mildred. Right? Steven Tyler did not age well. Here he is. He's 74 years old.
It's amazing.
Now, I love Aerosmith and Steven Tyler as much as the next person.
Hard to believe he made it that long.
Well, I guess he has just entered rehab. I don't know what number time that he's been to rehab, but he just fell off the wagon again, and the guy's in rehab. He has canceled his Vegas residency. At 74, do you want to be on stage still?
Well, you would think his body would be one with the drugs by now.
But he's had a long battle with sobriety, drugs and alcohol, combination, I would think. And so they're canceling their Vegas residency because Steven Tyler has relapsed and he's got to go back into rehab. I'd like to know how many times. I'm sure somewhere a story says how many times he's been to rehab. But at some point, don't you just say,
he's trying to kill himself at this point.
I mean, at 74 years old, don't you just say, I've had enough of this shit. I just can't do it anymore.
I think that's why they call it being an addiction.
Yeah.
Is that you can't do that. That's why he needs help.
Let's
Give him the benefit of the doubt.
He's just trying to find that sweet emotion, you know?
Yeah.
Dreaming
Right.
on. He's getting crazy. Crying, you know?
Let's hope he gets better.
I like it. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
And I
Okay,
like
good.
it. I like it.
You don't miss
I
a
like
thing.
I pretty much miss everything, Austin.
Yeah.
It's
By
way
the way,
over your head.
this dude looks like a lady.
Austin, push another button.
You know what? Dude looked like a
There we
lady.
go.
Actually got me fired in 2014. But, let's not digress. Dude looks like a lady playing in the background
Looks like a lady.
of a story. Actually got me fired in 2014. It's the thing. I said I was sorry. Got fired anyway. That's what happens. I want to, this is a funny comedian. I don't know who he is, but I think to myself, this is kind of what happens when a nation gets fed up. But this comedian is pretty funny when he talks about individuals down south. And again, I don't know who it is, but can you play the comedian? I found it on
This
TikTok.
is the United States of America, most powerful country on this planet. And it's not because we have more money or we're better looking. No, it's because we have something in this country they don't have in other countries. That's right. I'm talking about rednecks. Good old boys with an arsenal in their basement that have been waiting for just such an occasion since 1775. Oh, believe me, foreign troops land in the South, there'll be a line of pickup trucks and NASCARs heading down I-95. Marines will show up 3 hours later, nothing but beer cans and shotgun shells. What the hell happened here? War's over, baby! They come on shore in them little boats, right? Man, Jimmy's got 2 Evan roots in that bass boat. He just ran them right on over. You see Yeah, he must have got some sand in his eyes because they didn't see me on the beach with that 12 gauge. But I'll be honest with you, man. We didn't kill nothing we didn't eat. This is the United States.
That's funny.
I laughed so hard when I saw that guy. And again, I don't know who he is,
Yeah, he's very talented.
but I love him. He is so funny.
It's all about the delivery with the comedian.
Oh, it really is.
Yeah.
And I would love to see him live. Are you doing any concerts or anything, live
Generally,
this summer?
No. Lori would love to, but who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go see something this summer.
I think we're going to CMAC, I think, a couple of times this summer. So we're going to go see oh my goodness.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah,
No, I don't know.
yeah. Fleetwood Mac is not exactly the Fleetwood Mac of old, but
Right.
yeah. So yeah, we're doing a couple of CMAC shows. Here's another thing, and I brought it up on the show before, and you hear people do it all the. In fact, I will tell you there are 2 commercials that run all the time, or they used to. I don't know if they run anymore on Rochester radio because I don't listen anymore. I don't listen to the radio, and I really don't pay attention to TV advertisements. But when you're in a studio and you're listening on a break, they kind of drive you crazy. But there's this thing that people do with their voices, and there's a lady that does a Volvo commercial, and and it might even be the same person. She does a Volvo commercial, and she does a New York Apple commercial. And when she does the New York Apple, and she does that with her voice, or
Really?
Volvo, and she kind of like drags her voice out like that, it drives me crazy. And
Yolanda Vega.
no, not her. That's not her.
Is she still doing that?
I don't know, but she doesn't do vocal fry. But what happens when someone talks like this, or they do Apple, New York State Apple, and Beck and I used to drive us crazy. It's like, why would someone hire that person to let them do that with their voice? Because that's not a normal thing.
I know
God,
why.
Kimberly, you need to relax. Okay.
Okay. Who talks like that
I
normally?
know why they do that. Because you remembered it.
I do remember it, but all I can think of is what stupid person in the marketing department at Volvo here in Rochester or New York State Apple Commission, if that's even a thing, decided that Apple was a great way to do their commercials with that person who does it. So I want to let you listen to this guy who did a TikTok on vocal fry.
All right.
Because it's one of my big pet peeves for people that speak on TV or radio or even podcasts for a living. And they do this to their voice, and it drives me out of my mind.
Hey, if you're someone who talks like this, please fucking stop. It's enough with the vocal fry, okay? There's enough people doing it. I'm trying to be nice and help you out, okay? Because as soon as you leave a room, everyone is like, why the fuck does she talk like that? And I can see people think that I'm like being mean, but this is something you can clearly control. This is learned. It's people trying to sound cool and relax. Like, I don't even care. You picked up this annoying fucking trait from listening to too much reality TV or something. No one's born talking like this. If you go into a kindergarten classroom, there's no kid like, Miss Crabtree. Yeah, Tyler stole my train set, and that's like not my vibe. No one was speaking like this all throughout history. No presidents being like 407 years ago. No one in Jesus' time was like, crucify him, crucify him. Hey.
See what I mean? It's so funny. I saw that. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is my spirit animal. He knows exactly what I have been bitching about for years. And yeah, maybe I was a little mad that I didn't get the Volvo commercial or the deal with the New York State Apple, whatever.
Shocking.
But at least I don't sound like apples. And that's what that lady does. And it drives me.
How many voiceovers did you used to do? Did you do a lot of them?
A lot.
You did?
Yes.
What was your favorite one to do?
I don't even, you can't stop a train.
That was you? That wasn't you.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You were the train girl?
Come on, ride the train. Choo, choo.
I didn't know you were the train girl.
Yes. Can't stop a train. Yeah.
Austin, push another button.
He's found the buttons, guys. I apologize. I know that was the biggest complaint on the show when we did the show in the
Austin
afternoon.
likes
It's
to
like,
push buttons.
oh my God, Becca's, have his thing on the deal. But now you do. Now you've got your finger on
In
the
the
button.
dike.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got my finger on the button anyway.
Your finger on the button. All right. What does Just Tom have? Do you have anything? Because I have this video. I just flew on Thursday. We had to do a real quick shoot down and shoot back, my husband and I. And it was very uneventful. No one was creating a fuss. No one was fighting. And by the way, you no longer have to wear your mask anywhere in any airports or on any
Really?
planes. When you walk into the Greater Rochester International Airport, you no longer, I thought you had to wear a mask when you walked in until you got onto the plane, but that is
Well,
not correct.
Fauci won't say the pandemic's over. So are you declaring today that it's officially over?
Because my husband made me, he goes, they're going to make us put on a mask when we go through TSA, when we go through the security checkpoints. And I'm like, okay, I'll take a mask. I'll put it in my purse, whatever. But I said, we don't have to wear it on the plane because they lifted the restrictions. And so we get into the security area, walk into the doors of the Rochester airport, and no one's wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm not wearing a mask. So we go through security, not wearing a mask. Other people aren't wearing a mask. I felt so free and naughty. I'm not wearing a mask. It felt freeing. I hate feeling like that, but that's where we've been. We've been guilted into covering our faces for 2 years.
Well, that's the thing, is that we find out that people really didn't like to wear the mask.
They didn't.
But they were just guilting other people into wearing it
Yeah.
because they didn't want to be the ones that wasn't wearing it.
Exactly.
But once one person or 10,000 take it off, then the rest of them just go, I don't want to wear this. Why am I wearing it?
So we didn't see anyone talking disrespectfully to any flight attendants or creating a ruckus in a line anywhere. It was fairly uneventful.
Well, they obviously had wine on the plane, so you were happy.
I didn't have any drinks on the plane.
No?
In the airport, yes.
Oh, okay.
But not actually on the plane. But there's this former NFL player. I think now he plays in the Canadian League, but he did play for the Denver Broncos. I think he was recruited right out of college to play for the Denver Broncos. And his name is Brendan Langley. And he was arrested Thursday after he got into a fight with a United Airlines employee at Newark. Newark is the worst. If you can avoid flying through Newark, I highly suggest you do so. I would never, ever again.
So what is your choice? Charlotte, Washington,
so
Philly?
if I'm flying to Charlotte, I try to get on to an American's flight that's nonstop. American Airlines flight does flights to Charlotte nonstop. Boom, you're there in 2.5 hours. No problem. I don't mind Baltimore, and I don't mind Philly.
There's a Chick-fil-A in Philly.
Is there a Chick-fil-A? Yeah. So I've flown out of Philly a lot. I don't mind Philly or Baltimore. But this guy, a former Denver Broncos cornerback turned wide receiver, was captured on video getting into a fight with the employee at Newark. And I sent you the first video I sent you, Austin. And you won't see it on this video I'm about to show you, but they're like going around in circles doing this. And I thought, this is like a Friday night primetime fight. Remember the fights that our dads used to watch? It used to be like a big deal on regular TV.
I only watch bum fights.
Friday night fights. And they were doing this, like circling each other. I'm like, I'm liking this. So play the video of this guy and the Newark employee. That's trouble now.
Ooh. That's a concussion.
He's a little woozy. You want some more? You want some more? Okay, she's going to stop that, waving her hand. Yes, lady, that's going to work. Keep waving at the boys who are fighting. Are you concerned that there are no police that have... Now, I will tell you, this fight, before the United employee smacks that player, again, what's his name? The former player, Brendan Langley. That went on for a couple of minutes. I am shocked that law enforcement had not made it over by that time. And the United Airlines employee, he's been fired. He's done.
Mhm.
And
What airport was this again?
It
Did you
was
mention it?
Newark.
Oh, Newark.
Yeah.
Right.
I mentioned it like 4 times.
Yeah. I only listen
Which-
occasionally.
Newark. Yeah.
Austin, did you know that was Newark?
I did hear that. I heard you should avoid Newark if you can.
Yeah. So, thank you.
But
Yeah,
she
yeah.
didn't specifically say this is Newark. She said avoid Newark.
Oh, so you thought she just like unrelated brought up
I'm very
Newark?
literal.
So he got fired, and then the former NFL player who now plays in the Canadian League, he got arrested for assault. But what we don't know is we don't know what happened prior to the video starting. See, this is always the case. We don't know what transpired before the video started rolling. That's always the
Right.
question. And the story doesn't say, because the story, they don't know. They don't know what happened prior to the start.
I know why.
How
Kimberly,
did
now.
it start at that? What? Your luggage is too heavy.
Yeah.
You owe $50.
His luggage was 51.5 pounds.
Damn it.
Telling you, that's
I
what it
am
was.
not paying the extra heavy bag fee. Not going to do it. We
They-
had to do that when we flew
They
down to
wouldn't
St.
let
Martin.
him carry his German Shepherd on the plane. That's what happened.
So the flight we were on was Southwest on Thursday, and there were animals all over the place. How much does it cost to fly an animal with you? And you don't have to keep them in their little, in
Yeah.
their little crate
They
thing,
can
their
sit
little
on your lap.
their little carry-on. They can sit in your lap like a kid.
Right.
I mean, I'm not opposed to this, but there are
Neither am
people
I.
out there that hate animals. I don't know who they are because I don't associate with such individuals, but there are people
They're
out
all
there.
going to hell. You can't get beyond that. If you hate
How's
animals,
that work
you're
out,
going to
though?
hell.
How's that work out?
I don't care if you're the nicest person ever. You're
what-
literally signing up for hell.
When I fly next time, can I just take my cat out of the carrier and just hold it on my lap?
Sure. Why
I-
not?
I mean,
Yeah, it's an emotional support cat.
the lady behind me was like, I have my papers. I have my papers, because the lady was asking to see the emotional, because she did literally have the cat out on her lap behind me. And the flight attendant says, I need to see those papers because there are people with allergies. And my point is, lady, how do you work? I mean, what work environment is going to allow you to have a freaking cat on your lap at the workplace? How do you function?
Well, we can't have peanuts anymore on a plane.
How do you
Got to have the damn pretzels.
function? I just isn't that kind of, I don't know.
But she
Anyway,
probably doesn't function.
Do whatever the hell you want.
so you think that's it? His luggage was heavy, and that's why he got in the fight, because
Yeah,
he found out
sure.
it was going to be it's
Sure.
going to be $50. And by the way, no one is talking about or interested in inflation or the Ukraine or the fact that Biden said if
It's all Russia's fault.
if China invades Taiwan, we will obviously go in and protect Taiwan. No one's talking about that. You know what they're talking about?
Baby formula?
No one's talking about baby formula. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Oh, yeah. Whatever happened with that?
This is the longest trial.
It's TV drama.
You know what it is? Basically, one person was talking shit about the other person, and so they went to trial over it.
Somebody had to get bitch slapped.
That's what this trial is about.
I wonder what the
because
ratings are for
Someone got their feelings hurt because someone was talking shit about the other one. So they said, you know what? You slandered me. And so now I'm going to take you to court.
that. Are any of you losers, I mean listeners, actually watching this?
People watch it. It's live all day.
They're watching
Amber
the whole
Heard and
thing like
Johnny
the
Depp.
Olympics?
Yes.
Really?
It's on live on, I don't know, what is it, 21? If you
Court
have
TV.
Spectrum or whatever it is. Yeah.
But people are really into this and watching it
Yeah,
nonstop.
they are.
Crazy.
They are. Me, I'm incensed that we look like a third world nation having Germany ship, 70 tons of baby formula. And other people are like, hey, did you hear what Amber Heard did? She allegedly tried to cut off Johnny Depp's finger. And I'm like,
Oh, I thought you were going to say penis.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
She seems like an absolute crazy
He
person.
talks shit about her. She talks shit about him. They beat the shit out of each other. Who cares?
Right.
Who cares?
Somebody
Let
write a check and get it over with.
It sounds like they deserved each other to me. You know how some people just like, you just leave them alone. They deserve each other. Let them kill each other.
Do you know what Chad said to me this morning?
I'm not psychic, so I wouldn't have a clue.
He said, I think I've decided how I'm going to die. I'm just going to walk into the woods one day and like accidentally fall off a cliff. That's what he said.
Are there cliffs in the woods?
I don't know.
Okay.
He doesn't want to get old and have people take care of him.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people feel that way, right? It's hard to get old and have people take care of you.
Yeah.
And
Are you talking about Johnny Depp?
I'm talking just in general, in life, like this guy.
Like this guy, Rick Valletta.
Yeah.
Rick Valletta says Kimberly Ray. I don't know why I'm great, but I appreciate that. But
So one day you're going to see Chad at the bottom of a ravine and we'll know why.
Okay. Some random conversation.
Right.
So weird.
Speaking of Chad,
Yeah.
he's out doing petitions. He's filing petitions with the local towns. Today is grievance day.
Oh, yeah.
And I just wanted to go over
I
that.
can't afford to love New York.
I can't afford to love New York.
You can't afford to love New York because of
Every-
your taxes. That's why we have to have grievance day so we can go in and complain that our taxes are too high on our property. But we
Right.
solve that here.
Every year, the fourth Tuesday in May, it's the same thing, that you have a right to file a complaint.
Can we throw the tea into Lake Ontario? I'm
Maybe,
asking.
maybe.
Can I go up with all my tea bags and just throw them into Lake Ontario?
I just want a couple public service announcements here. I just
Okay.
want to remind people that assessors are people too, and it's probably the most difficult job that any individual can do because everybody that lives in your town hates you. And just, it's a service industry, but think about the fact that like the town of Greece, for example, that has 30,000 houses in it.
Yeah.
There's
You-
only one assessor and his staff.
Okay.
The houses
Get
are
to the-
always
okay,
going
we don't
to
care.
win.
What's the point? It's a boring assessor. Nobody wants to talk about assessors.
The point is that you have a right
Mhm.
to file a complaint every year, and people should take advantage of that.
How many people do though?
Not as many as you. Not as
Not
many
as many as
should.
they get pissed about their taxes.
Right, but they
They
don't do
complain
anything
and
about
bitch
it.
about their taxes.
Because guess what?
but they never do anything about the taxes.
When the government mails you an increase in your assess value, or
know.
you get your tax bill in the mail in September,
you write your check,
yeah, nobody, they just
You're
complain
crying.
about
it's
it.
like tear stained,
Nobody does anything about it. And guess what?
and you just mail it in,
You assume it's right. Stop assuming it's right because it may not be right.
or it may be right, and it shouldn't be that high.
Well, that's a different answer,
Right.
right? So just, pay attention to it. And, you have one day a year to file a complaint. And
today's the day.
Today's the day. And most town halls are open between 4 and 8 o'clock at night. And if you think you're too high, you can go over and you can give them a piece of your mind.
Is this what you've been working all weekend for? I mean, were there people that you were
This is basically Chad's business.
Getting
the
stuff
tax
prepared for?
opposer, right?
all right? And our other business, of course, is real
We
estate.
sell houses.
We sell houses. That's what we do. We sell houses, and houses are still growing. In fact, I just listed one yesterday
You did.
in Greece.
I heard.
So if you put up the sign. So if you are interested in a house in Greece, 5 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms,
Who the hell has that many kids?
5 bedrooms and a bonus room and a finished basement and an in-ground swimming pool.
Wow.
If you are interested in a house in Greece, call me,
Kimberly Goodman.
Kimberly Goodman, and I will help you out. Or if you want to list a home for sale, if you have thought to
You want
yourself,
to move to Florida or one of the Carolinas and you just want to get the hell out of here because what? It's
because
just too damn expensive here.
I can't afford to love New York.
Right.
If you want to do that, call us and we'll list your house, because that's what we do here at Revere Realty. I mean, I think pretty much the interest rates have kind of stayed the same for the last
They
week,
stabilized. Yep.
for the last week or so. So I think we'll see the market, pick back up.
There's still not enough supply out there. So
No.
anything that gets listed is being gobbled up.
Houses and baby formula apparently
Houses
is
and
where
baby
we are as
formula.
a country. Pisses me off. You have anything?
I don't. We covered pretty
We
much
covered everything?
Yeah.
All right.
Austin, push another button.
We will be back.
Have we pushed them all? Yeah, we got that
Pretty
one.
much. All right. Is Chad doing his show at 4:30 today?
Chad is busy today.
Chad is busy.
So
All right.
next week, he's been off a month.
Did I sell the house on?
Oh, yeah.
It's Creek Hill Lane.
Yeah.
So Raymond Seward, yes, I listed a house on Creek Hill Lane in Penfield.
Beautiful house.
I accepted offers. Was it last Wednesday? Yeah, because I had to go from here over to my
This
clients.
is Vicky's house, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
my client, who is a longtime listener of my radio show, years and years,
Congratulations, Vicky.
she is moving to Florida.
What?
I know.
Who knew?
I don't know. She's moving to Florida, and we had 7 offers.
That's
and
all?
That
What a
is
shitty realtor you are.
apparently so. It only takes one. You only need one offer, Tom.
Right.
Some genius told me that. I think it was you.
I think it was me.
You only need one. So we had 7 offers, and we basically got, what was it, 40,000 over asking is what she settled on. So we listed for 194, and it went 40,000 over asking for the house on Creek Hill Lane.
And that person who buys that house is going to get a nice hefty tax increase.
Hopefully not for a while.
Right.
They just did it. So hopefully not for a while.
Lori finally talked me into getting a pool.
I thought you had a pool.
No, I have a hot tub that she doesn't
How long's
like.
the wait on that? September?
It's going to be in July.
What?
Yeah. Came right in off the truck. It's one of the fiberglass ones.
Oh, you got an above ground.
No. Kind of redneck do you think I am?
Is it an in-ground pool?
It is. It's
Oh,
one of
okay.
those, it's like a reverse boat, and you put it in the ground.
How deep is it?
It's going to be like a 6-foot pool.
Okay,
A
all
small
right.
little lagoon style.
Good for you.
It's a cost a fortune.
You need one of those. I can't
Damn
tell you
inflation.
how many of those little bitty brown things were in my pool today, and I've got leaves and the freaking wind, and I hate all
it's gonna
trees.
suck.
It does suck.
But
All right.
I've always wanted, I think the snowbird thing kind of appeals to me.
Yeah.
You know, because I hate winter, and I'm not leaving Rochester.
You're in Rochester.
Yeah, I'm here. This is where I am. This is
You
where I
can't
was
hate
born.
winter if you're going to live here.
That's where I was born.
That's where he's born.
I'm an Irondequoit guy.
All right. So tomorrow we are back with Kimberly's Revolution. Chad Hummel will be here, the attorney.
He will be.
If you want to sell or buy a house, contact us here at Revere Realty. We, of course, will help you out. Austin,
Push
Glad-
another button,
glad
Austin.
you showed up today to produce this wonderful podcast.
Thanks.
Have we pushed all the buttons?
Here.
Crickets.
That's what this show is. That's going to do it for Kimberly's Revolution. Until tomorrow.
God bless. Be kind to others.
From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.